Epic Eden here, and welcome to Dreams of Darkness, the game. And if you've been watching my series up until this point for the last 2 months since I've been doing it, you've seen little hints that I've been, or little times I've been hinting at showing the game. Well, that time is now. 2 months ago, in my very first episode, we actually started building a sewer system that's in this game. And then in the last series, that Let's Build It. In I think episode 3, that was the last one. I actually showed you this hub at the end of that video and hinted some things about the game. Anyway, so I decided to go ahead and run it. It's been 2 months. I don't have a lot of subscribers. Things didn't work out the way I wanted them to, but hey, that's life. Sometimes you get what you're looking for, and sometimes you don't. And when life gives you lemons, you got to make lemonade, and that's what I'm doing. I don't really plan on getting that many views at all because this is going to be basically how to build a game in Minecraft series. I don't even know what to call it yet. I don't know what my thumbnails are going to be. I don't know anything. I am just I'm doing this off the seat of my pants. I'm just here we go, jumping into it. I should be pretty comfortable doing this because hey, let's face it, this is more down my alley than doing reviews or anything else. Doesn't mean I'm not going to do reviews or tutorials or anything that I've been doing. It just means my main focus is going to be this. I'm going to try to upload one episode a day on this, and I will still do reviews and other things, but hopefully I can get one episode a day of this out. Each episode will roughly run about, I think, an hour long, because I think 30 minutes would be way too short. So basically, if you know somebody out there that would be interested in learning how to make a game or getting ideas, hey, please share these videos. Also, at the same time, I just want to let you know that I know I'm showing my game, and I'm going to show it from the very beginning. This episode, I'm going to go over what I'm doing here, or what I've built so far. And you might think to yourself, Eden, why are you showing people your game? They're just going to take your ideas and it's for nothing. Well, it's not for nothing because I'm encouraging them to. I don't care if they do. I'm doing this for fun. If somebody wants to actually put it into work, make money on it, whatever that is they want to do, or just get ideas off of it, I don't care. This is fun for me. I encourage that. So don't worry about that. Don't be concerned about it. I want to see comments down below, warning me. I know what I'm doing. It's fine. It's okay. But I'm going to go ahead and get set up with this, and then we'll be back. And then, like I said, this episode, I'm going to show you all about Dreams of Darkness. I'll be right back. Yeah. 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 Okay, in this first episode, let's go over, okay, that's my trash, that's my garden, okay, we don't want to go to the garden, we don't want to remove any effect, we want to go to world spawn. Okay, so basically, these normally aren't here during the game, but I use these as I'm building to get around really quick where I need to go, like, you'll kind of catch on here in a second. Oh, excuse me. But let me go ahead and get started here. As soon as I push this button, this is actually going to be where you spawn in right when you come into the game. And let me just click this, and then we'll go over what just happened. All right. Ooh. Entering Dreams of Darkness. And as you can see, I have blindness and nausea as I first start the game. So it's a little loopy. Also, what's interesting about this game is when I first started making this, and they made the announcement for Minecraft to go to VR on PS4, gave me all the ideas to make this game on here. Basically, I'll go over this real quick as we're in the Hall of Knowledge right now. This is actually kind of got a funny thing behind it, a little story behind it. But just keep in mind that this game was made for VR. So if you can imagine VR, it's amazing. I love just going through this thing in VR. It's absolutely amazing. Okay, so this is where you first start, and basically, well, let me just go over here and bear with me, okay? As you come into the Hall of Knowledge, just bear with me that in these books, it's all how do I want to say it? Let me think of the wording I want. it's all rough draft. It's nothing was set in stone. The story behind this is I'm just actually making up the story. The game itself is actually from the 90s. I did it on paper. It's a paper game with dice. Don't even ask. But now I'm trying to transfer my thoughts on that game into Minecraft and make it kind of 3D-ish. Anyway, so I'm going to read this book. Don't laugh at me. Don't whatever. My grammar, my spelling, even the story is going to be kind of cheesy. So right here it says, you might be experiencing darkness, sickness from being summoned here. For this I apologize. Rest assured, this will pass. You may experience this when you travel through the darkness. Forgive me, I have forgotten my manners. My name is Kale. I am one of many gatekeepers. You are currently in the darkness. I welcome you to the Hall of Knowledge. Only a handful of beings have ever seen it. It's a massive collection of knowledge collected from the realms. Depending how much your mind can handle determines how big it is. I'm truly sorry your life has been cut short. If you are reading this and the hall is empty, it is likely I am dead and never made it back from opening the portals to the garden. The realms need your help. The Void King Jarboa has escaped his tomb and found a way through the darkness. He has opened the gates to the Garden of Eden. Eden is the gateway to all realms. Eden is located smack in the middle of the dream realm. Jarboa is still not strong enough to enter the garden. He has been sending his army of undead and unthinkable creatures into the gardens to gather souls of gatekeepers to feed his power. You will need to find your way through the garden and its many secrets. You are looking for a portal to the void. In the middle of the void, you will find the End Island where Jarboa dwells. To find this portal, you will need to go through hell. I mean it literally. Find hell, find the portal. Defeating Jarboa will be no easy task. He is a massive and powerful dragon whose only reason for existence is to destroy everything. If he manages to enter Eden, he will be able to access all the realms. He will destroy them all. Cheesy, I know. It's only 7 pages long. It's going to be pretty long. I mean, players will spend quite a bit of time just reading the backstory on Dreams of Darkness. But basically, what that's basically saying is all the gatekeepers. It's so hard to explain. I might just hold off on that as I'm building the game, and I'm still writing this. Maybe I'll hold off on the story, but it's basically gatekeepers are in the darkness and they hold all the realms together by the dream realm. And the dream realm, of course, is right in the middle of all the realms, and everything is shrouded with darkness in between the dream realm, regular realms, which realms are like Earth, Heaven, Hell, and there's a bunch of other realms. We'll go over that as we make the game. But so yeah, as you can see, you pass through the darkness, and you basically were summoned here, and you're still in the darkness. And this isn't done. There's supposed to be ships out there that you can see in the distance, but you really won't know what they are or what the meaning of all this is in the beginning of the game. You'll kind of figure things out as you go. And then here, the joke about the Hall of Knowledge was it depends how much knowledge your mind can handle is how big the hall is. And as you can see, the hall's pretty small. So it kind of plays on your mind as you're not that intelligent of a being. Okay, so we'll move on. Over here, I don't think I have anything written. It's how to play Epic Eden. This will actually explain that you need to collect either Ender Pearls, Ender Eyes, Eye of Enders, or Blaze Powder to make your Eye of Ender. Because you're going to need those to open up the portal. So you're going to need a minimum of 12 Ender Eyes to open up the portal. And the Ender Eyes or Ender Pearls or there's only a few complete Ender Eyes out there, but there'll be blaze powder that you have to find, and you have to craft it to open up the portal once you find the portal. So there's so many things back and forth, and we'll keep on going. I don't want to get too much on it because I do that. I jabber. This is the realms. This actually, I don't think I put anything in this book either. No, this is talking about the different realms. Which is incomplete. We'll go over that as we make the new game. And then the tip guide kind of gives you tips of, hey, there's allow blocks, which you can have shulker boxes and chests that you can place down on the allow blocks, which allows you to place it down, take something out of it, or place a block on top of it. And if you don't know what an allow block is, you'll learn that as we make the game. Or a deny, I think it's deny, I can't remember, block that does not allow you to put anything on it. But the allow block, you can put the shulker box, which means if you have a silk touch, or no, not silk touch, excuse me, silk touch would be for the ender chest. But if you get your shulker boxes, which is basically a backpack, you can place it down, get your store stuff in it, take stuff out of whatever you find a allow block in like workstations and stuff like that. The last book over here is The Full Story, which basically explains almost everything what I just told you right there. That's the full story behind Darkness. It explains all the classes, which you're going to learn here in a second. It basically goes over the whole game. And don't worry, I might miss stuff here. And if you're wondering right here, how come you hit that book and you change the pages and then you have trap doors here? Why didn't they open up? Well, underneath here are redstone torches that keep these closed. So basically, if you put a redstone torch under there, as I do this, there's no redstone signal that's going there because the redstone torch is permanently keeping this trapdoor up. Anyway, as you walk in here, you see knowledge is power, feed your mind. Everything is about knowledge, and then the more you know, and then silence, please. Of course, it's a library. Anyway, kind of cheesy, but it is what it is. And there's like little secret things here, and the game is basically, especially right here in the beginning, if you miss this, there's a little secret passage here. See, of course, we all know the painting, so most players should get that. And check always, whenever you play a game, always check the paintings. There's nothing over here, but always check the paintings. But there's always little things in the game, and right here, if you miss this, you will, once you leave this area, you'll never come back here for the whole game ever again. And there's something really special over here in this barrel. As you open it up, you can already see there's an Eye of Ender right there. And I told you that's very rare in this game to find a full Eye of Ender, because you might use your Ender pearls to teleport, different places through walls, different stuff. You'll see all that stuff. It's really neat. Then you have food. You're going to need food in here. But at the same time, you'll be able to hunt. Totem of Undying too. But you'll be able to hunt your food. You'll be able to cook your food and all that. There's going to be animals. I'm trying to keep this game as Minecrafty as possible, meaning I'm trying to use it vanilla, or trying to do it vanilla, excuse me, as much as possible. And there's 4 ports here. The reason there's 4 and not just one, all the ports take you to the same place. It's just in case you're playing multiplayer and people like to go. Which this game is really good if you play multiplayer. It's harder if you play multiplayer though, and the reason being is because there's chests hidden throughout this whole thing, and we'll get into that. But the chests do not refill. So if one player takes it, that player has it. This kind of encourages player versus player a little bit, and this also encourages team play as well, because if you get something, you need to share it with other character or classes, and we'll get more to that. Like I said that earlier, we'll talk more about that. Now, as you can see, this is the game. This is the garden. This is the center of the garden. You wouldn't know that if you're playing the game. This might just be a regular picture to you. But here, actually, in the game, I encourage you to use your cell phone, screenshot things to get an idea. Because if you took if you walked up here on your phone, this is like a little hint. If you went up here and you took a picture of this is actually the map when you first start the game. This is the actual platform that you start on right there. And as you can see, it's a maze. And that's what the garden is. The garden's a huge maze that takes you to weird things, because you'll see, because the garden is smack dab in the middle of the dream realm, which the dream realm is smack dab in the middle of the darkness. But the dream realm, it allows you to put in castles. You imagine it. The archangels have a floating cloud with a castle up there. It's really, really cool. Anyway, but if you took a screenshot of this, you could actually have a little pathway. You have an advantage already off the bat. You have a picture of the map, which is little Easter eggs. And if you watched my very last episode 3 of Let's Build It, I was standing here. Let me reenact this, because I'm not going to be in a hurry. It's just fun stuff. I was standing here, something like that. I'm talking, and I go, right behind me is an Easter egg. Well, that map is the Easter egg that was behind me. I thought I'd share that. Um, anyway, so that's the Hollow Knowledge. Once you got done with here and you understand how to play the game, whether you're playing it solo, you'll come in here and you'll see weird things like this. Where you'll see I like to use a little bit of illusions. Like this may kind of makes you look like, if you looked in a mirror, it's an infinite row of lights. And it's just me playing with black concrete and the lights, and that's basically it there. And then the same thing on the other side. Anyway, so the game would actually explain to you that you need to go to the portal, and what this would do is take you down to the hub so you can choose your class. And then again, you have nausea because you're falling through the darkness because it gives you nausea. You have potion of slow falling because you're actually falling. So you'd come down to this little room and you just fell down pretty far through the darkness. And all I did with there was put in nausea and command block for slowness, falling of slowness or slowness, whatever. You know what I'm trying to say. Anyway, so you come through here. It's just a lava room. Now, in the remake of this, I'm going to do it the way I wanted to do it. This could be a long bridge where in the darkness you can see this huge ship that you walk into. I know you can't imagine what I'm trying to do. So you'd actually walk through this, and then there would be a long bridge that you're out actually walking in the darkness using black concrete. And black concrete is awesome if you want to use black concrete. And I'll show you examples of that as we progress through this. But yeah, you'd walk in here, and this is the main hub. Now, what's really unique about this game is there's 10 classes of characters you can choose from. You have like I call him the hero, but it's a human being. It's just a guy with Steve. It's just a armor stand with Steve head on there. That's all it is. And then you have stuff like werewolves, and I'm just gonna go through them all. I'm not gonna rush myself through this thing. You have Archangel, which is my favorite character, and I'll probably go over that more. You have a wizard, and each one, as you can see what they have, is if you choose that character, that's what you start the game with. So then you have a merfolk, you have a goblin, you have an elf, a sandman, which sandman is, they're all from different realms. Sandman would be from the dream realm. It would be a character from the dream realm. You have a demon. Of course, demon would be from hell. You have a dwarf. We got to go for the fantasy. That'd definitely be from the fantasy. You have a scribe, which a scribe is the only character that starts with a map. So it's always good to have a scribe in your party. And over here is I'm still working with this guy because I haven't been able to give him the things I want. I will get more into that. This is a dream catcher. This is actually all dream catchers are female. That's why he's got the pink on. Not that guys. I mean, sorry if you like pink. I like pink, but I wouldn't wear it. But I like pink. Anyway, so let's go back down here. So let's say, and bear with me again. I wrote this. It's a rough draft. Don't laugh at me. You can if you want. I laughed about it. All right. So in here, let's go back to page 1. In page 1, it basically says he's human. This is a human. What realm is he from? He's realm Earth. Ability. He has no abilities. Weapons. None. Armor. None. Then it goes to a little history of the human. Of all the known realms, the human is the most fragile, intelligent life form. A human has no special ability that sets them apart from others. What makes humans stand out is free will. Got to put that in there. What do we have, people? We have free will. I'm proud to be human. Where was I? His free will. Oh, a human can solve complex tasks simply by using resources nearby. They are inventors, destroyers, writers, poets, musicians, and storytellers, and yet have little knowledge of the realms. They have been mostly forgotten through time and are only mentioned in stories as fiction, which means I'm talking about the realms. Their natural instinct to survive is matched by no other known being. However, a human would give its own life without thought to save its offspring. Truly amazing. There are many types of humans. They come in many shapes, many shades, shapes, and sizes. So I should say sizes. Unlike other beings, they are easy to tell apart. They live in families and form friendships. Humans often go to war with each other. The last great war was in 1939. Earth timeline. It lasted 6 Earth years and 1 Earth day, which ended in 1945. For a human to complete the quest would be the hardest for all the classes. If history has taught us anything, it's never to count them out. Basically, what this is basically saying, if you go here to page 1, it basically shows you his ability. He has no abilities. So when you start with a human, you don't get no special abilities, and we'll get onto that more as we move on. But you'll have no special abilities, you'll have no weapon, no nothing. Okay, so that's what it shows. You won't look like this. You will be, I'm this guy, that's who I'll be if I start the game. I will be me, nothing special. And that's what I like about the human. If you really want to play the game on hard mode, that's the way to play the game on hard mode. Not that the game is already set to hard mode when you play. Like most games you play that's easy or normal. No, this game is set to hard mode. It's not easy. So let's go over to the werewolf. And werewolf is actually from the Earth realm as well. He's got night vision. So when you start the game, you will have night vision throughout the game. And I'm still working on, I have to put a time limit right now. I think it's 31 actual days. Like if you played for 30 days straight on the game, you would still have night vision. Now the problem is, and I've worked it more into the story of when you die, you kind of lose that because I don't know, and I'm not great with command blocks to make you be able to get that back. If you were a werewolf, how to get that back to you as you would have night vision again. So I'm kind of working with that. Well, we'll see what I come up with. Right now in the story, it's kind of written that if you die once, because basically you're invincible. You'll live forever in the dream world, but you'll go crazy. Long story. We'll get more into that. But you'll live forever. But if you die, the first time you die, you lose all your abilities. So that's what kind of stinks on that side. But it's all right. Weapons none, and leather pants. So you'll start with no weapons, but you'll start with blue leather pants. And how I did this, because you can't write into command blocks to give you dyed leather armor as of right now, as of 1.16. But like I told you, I found little tricks of getting away with that you'll actually have that as you start. I don't have anything else written here. So that's basically that. Each one will tell, like Archangel, when it goes here, it'll say he's from the heaven realm. And then it'll go through with that you have wings, leather armor pants, leather armor boots, leather armor helmet, and an iron sword. That's what you start with. So on and so forth. If you have him, if you're the wizard, you will start with a totem of undying. He also has, his ability is slow falling. So he'll have permanently slow falling, which with Elytra, he can do some really cool stuff. If you put your imagination into the game, wow, you can do some really cool stuff with him. A wizard has, I think, health regeneration. I'm not sure. I'll have to look it up, but I think that's what he had. Of course, water breathing will be the merfolk. So whenever you come across these water quests, merfolk they have no problem in those water quests because they can stay down there forever. I think a goblin has strength. I'm not sure. I'll have to look all that up. It's all written down. An elf has speed, so he just runs around really, really quick. Sandman, again, I have to look that up. Demon has fire resistance. He can sit there and swim around in lava. You kind of get where this is going. The dwarf, and then the scribe. I can't remember what the dwarf has. But as you can see, whatever they have in their hand, they start with, like the demon starts with a shield. The scribe is very unique because the scribe, not only does he have, the map, he also has the ability, he has the leap. So he can leap up a block and a half, which in the maze, there's parts of the maze that are only a block and a half high, like a little section in there. He can actually take shortcuts. So it's really, really neat that way. Also, people that have, when you find an ender pearl, you can take these shortcuts, or with an ender pearl, there's other places where there's only a block missing, and you can ender pearl through it. So that's what makes it interesting. So if you have ender pearls, so it kind of makes you have to make that decision. Do I use my ender pearl, or do I make it into an ender eye? And that decision is up to you, whether what you want to do. But there's plenty of ender pearls, but at the same time, is it better to go ahead and find that, to craft all your ender eyes, or waste your ender pearls. Huh, there you go. So, and if you're playing a multiplayer, ooh, that's where it gets really, really tricky. All right, so the Dreamcatcher is the one I haven't really finished yet. The Dreamcatcher, basically what I want this character to do is I want her to be able to have all these potions. She'll have potions of weakness, potions of leaping, potions of slow fall. She'll have all these positive and negative potions that she can carry with her. So she's really good as a team player to have her because she can heal you. She can give people abilities. She can give a guy leaping if you didn't have a scribe. She could give a guy leaping or give the whole group leaping so they can go through a passage or you understand what I'm saying. I just can't find the words, but she can do a lot of cool things. So a Dreamcatcher is really cool if you're playing multiplayer. I wouldn't recommend playing her if you're by yourself because she wouldn't be as great. But if you're playing team, a scribe and her together, whoo, But the combinations of the things you can do is I wouldn't say endless, but it's so many different combinations that you can do. And if you had 10 people playing this, wow, the group would be really, really cool. Anyway, so let's get out of here. This is the hub. And once you leave the hub, you're out of here. Now, the hub works to leave the hub. Basically, in the book, it says head to the back. And back here, each one has their own little archangels exit to the garden. So if you're the humans, or hero, it would say heroes exit to the garden. By that means that if you exit by here, this is the character you choose to be. And it says warning. Point of no return. So once you go through here, that's it. There's no other choosing any other character, and you don't have to wait for if you're playing in a team or you play player versus player, man, you can jump in there and get going right away. If you're playing player versus player and someone's gonna kill you and take all your stuff and you want to get a head start, pick your player, boom, go. All right, so we're gonna pick the Archangel just for now, just because I can. And then it says only enter when ready. So we're ready. So we're going to enter here. We're going to come in here, up. Okay, see? Now the pistons trapped us in here. We can't leave. And it says Archangel push to start. And once you push this button, it's going to take you to the garden. So we push this button. And there we are. And then we got all our stuff, as you can see. Oops. Make sure I do this right. As you can see, we got all our stuff. We got Alicia. It's already equipped. You don't have to do it. So if you're here, whatever. And once you spawn in, I believe I set it to like 10 seconds or 15 seconds or maybe 20 seconds, I can't remember, that you have regeneration. So and as you can see, as the Archangel, as you can see in the right hand corner, it shows you that I have the potion of slow falling, so I'll have that hopefully permanently, but for right now it's 31 real life days, so that's a long time. Anyway, so ignore these are hub. This is what I work. I have different command blocks, different places. Okay, so let's get into this. This is where it gets kind of exciting. So now as you come in here, you can see I was building the darkness all around. It didn't work out the way I want it to work out. So it's going to get that kind of blockiness. So anyway, let's go ahead and fly out of here. As you can see, as you get into the garden, now what I've already built in the game is pretty big. So the game is really, really big right now. And the garden is not just the part of it. It's not just a game of a maze. It's a little bit more complex than that. As you can see, so I worked on this for, I want to say, I actually started working on this before I started recording. So I want to say June or July I started working on this game. So you can see I got a lot done. You got the Tower of Challenge. Don't listen to the names. They're temporary. You have the City of the Damned. There's no real name to this. This is just the pyramid. And then, of course, it starts into a desert biome back there. So it looks different. But inside of the Tower of Power, what's interesting about this, and that's the Forbidden Forest. Oh, I have slow falling on. No wonder. Let me go back into creative. Also, when you have these abilities, you have to be careful about drinking milk. That's the big thing, and I think a lot of people make the mistake of drinking milk, and then you'll lose your ability. So you got to be really careful and choose wisely what you do. Anyway, inside the Garden of Eden, you'll see there's nothing there. You'll see there's chests, and these are located everywhere. Like you'll have an emerald, which must be good for trading. You have a wooden shovel. You have all these little neat little things that in the beginning of the game you don't even know. You have to watch. I mean, don't mind the Triton. I was goofing around in 3D. So there's also hidden things. There's treasure boxes everywhere. Look at that. Leather boots, dyed. Some arrows. No bow, but there's just little neat things. And there's a lot of chests. A lot of neat things to go find. Hold on, I gotta sneeze. Oh, bless me. It's almost like being live, but I'm not live. Okay, so then you have a potion of enchanting. You have glass bottles. Why do you have glass bottles? Well, you might want time you're gonna make potions and stuff like that. There's also places where you can get honey, so you can use your bottles to get honey from the bees. Then you're gonna have places like this, little houses. As I slowly float down. And inside these houses, there's normally a villager in here. I took him out, put him custom trades. So he'll actually trade. This guy was a Fletcher, so he'll trade arrows and bows and enchanted stuff. And of course, in here, what do you have? You have little things. But you can't forget that campfires allow you to cook food on them. So if you have raw meat, say you're out here. There's a pig. You can kill these pigs. You can take their meat. You can cook it yourself. So there's going to be places where you can get animals, and there's always, you got to look around because there's always little hiding spots. For instance, wherever there's buildings like this, and you'll know them because they'll have a fireplace. They'll usually have a villager inside. They'll be somewhere in the area, maybe not exactly right where it is, but somewhere in the area, there'll be a map. And these maps are indicator maps, which, as you see as I move around, you can see that I can actually follow these maps and find my way through the labyrinth or through the Garden of Eden, if I can get it out right. So it's a lot of little cool things, and then you can, of course, take this, put it in your left hand, and you can walk around. And I'm using an indicator map, so you can actually work your way through the maze. And you find different mazes in different spots, and you can make excuse me, I'm looking for the words. You can make join maps together. So you can go, well, I want to go to the Tower of Power. Well, I know which way it is. And if you find the map in this area, which I'll just give you a little hint here, since we're doing this. Don't ignore that back there. That's just me building my sewer system and then making templates. But there's another house back over here. And of course, there'll be another map. And I think the map on this one is pretty similar to this one. Yeah, it's right there. It's right in the back. It's kind of hidden by, grass as you go back there. But again, then you find a map. And then that side of the map will have all of this on it. So now you know how to find your way back and forth if you need to. Or find your way through the labyrinth. Scribes, which I was saying, I saw a path here. See, scribes can float down. I don't know why my controller's acting like that. Okay, so scribes can come through here. Most players cannot go over this. Scribes are able to leap over that. So that's what makes them pretty cool, since they have a map as well. Let me put this back because this game isn't saved, and I want to make sure I keep things, because I don't plan on duplicating the game exactly, but there are certain things I do plan on putting back in, like the center here. Anyway, so over here you have this is right now. I picked the wrong. You know what? Normally you wouldn't do this, but I'm going to do it. I have to drink milk. I need my milk with me. All right, because that slow falls was getting in my way. Okay, so then you have other places like this, where you have, this is called the Forbidden Forest, and it's not my favorite, but it's pretty cool. But you go through here, and you have no choice. You can't jump. You can't do anything. You have no choice but to hit that tripwire. And what that tripwire does, it gives you nausea. So now you're going through this, and I think you have nausea for, 8 minutes and 20 seconds. You have nausea. And doing this at night is next to impossible because of the nausea. But yep, see, you have horses, you have animals, you have different things. Let's see if I still remember this one a little bit. But there's things in the enchanted forest as well. Let me drink this so we don't make ourselves sick. But that would go on for. Yep. See, you have a campfire. I got to sneeze again. And you're wondering how did I get nausea again? Well, there's that baby pig back there that keeps hitting that wire. So if I'm a player that's close to it, see, there's a beehive up there. And then there's an ender chest so you can store things and hide things. So if you're around here, I'm not going to go too far into the forest. What I will do is kind of cheat it. We'll go over here. Let's drink some more. And I think it's getting nighttime. We really don't want that. And let's just go in here for now, because this is actually how you beat this part of it. And let me fill this back in. Okay, so you'd come here. Now if you have an ender pearl, you can use the ender pearl. And I'm getting tired of that nausea. Okay, but to get by this, either you have an ender pearl to get by it, or if you didn't have an ender pearl, you might be like, oh, you have to have an ender pearl. What if you didn't have an ender pearl? Well, you could always use an arrow. Everyone knows a trick about the arrow. And you can use your arrow, shoot the button, and the tree magically opens up. And there's a little sleeping area. Now, beds are mostly used for, we'll use it to make it daytime again, but beds are mostly used for saving. So you want to have points that you can save in the game, and that's basically what it is. So now if I die, I will be right back here. And if you want to, instead of, look at that, totem of undying, you got some more arrows, got a lingering potion of night vision. So if you wanted to, you could take this, transfer it over to the ender chest. The next player, if your player can't take you or your stuff in, some more cooking, and there'll be fish in here. I just haven't put any fish in there. So you can either kill your fish or you can go fishing if you have a fishing rod. So keep that in mind too. Those are always cool things. So the game offers a lot. There's supposed to be a lot more over here. Never did it. Never got to it. So we just closed that off. So then you would enter here, and this is where it gets a little tricky. You enter a whole another. Now you're in the great tree. As you can see, you're in this. Basically, I just modeled a dark oak tree. Just modeled it off of one that I had there. I just kind of did it because I'm not really good at trees and statues and stuff like that. But it's pretty neat. But now inside this is a maze, and this whole thing is basically a giant maze. The whole tree, going up the tree, you have stairs, you have all this, but it's just a giant maze. And once you beat things, there's like little levels. I'll show you in the tower challenge. But then there's ways out of it. Like for instance, once you beat this maze, you would come out here, and it would spit you out of this part of the map, which you can no longer go back into the great tree. And now you're on this side of the map, which the important thing in with the book that says how to play will tell you there's not a certain way. Like you don't have to find a certain way through the maze to finish the game. It's not like, oh, finish this level, go to this level, because that is too repetitive. I don't like things like that. I like to leave it an open world where you can search, go around anywhere. What you're looking for, though, basically, is you're looking for hell. You're looking for the portal to hell, because it said in the book that if you find hell, you have to go through hell to literally, basically, you're finding the end. So you got to go through hell to find the end. So basically, you're looking for a portal, but there's going to be plenty of portals. There's going to be portals that seem to go to hell, but they're not. I'm going to make it look like it's still the overworld and stuff like that, and it's just going to teleport you to different places on the map and all that. And underneath here will be secret passages and stuff like that. Yada yada yada. But there's a ton of stuff see, there's stuff that's being built. My son Alex was building a little. He likes this little levitating challenge thing that's really neat. But there'll be camping places where you can find places like this with water and all sorts of neat little things. And there's a love block right there. So if I had a shulker box, or there, look right inside of there, it gives you mending and it gives you an my ender chest. So that be your ender chest. You can place it down there as long as you have silk touch, which that book doesn't give you, which I think that was supposed to be a Silk Touch book, but I don't know. Um, but you could place it down there, and you could place things that you could use. So if you took, well, you won't be able to take this, but for instance, if you did have an anvil, you could actually place an anvil down there. So there'll be places to get all sorts of cool things, but you need to put them on these allow blocks. That's the only block that you can put it on, and it'll allow you to put it there, and it'll allow you to take it off. And here's another little tricky thing right here. Yep, look, you have a fishing pole right back there. And of course, this is kind of a desert thing. And then the game gets, as you progress, though, it gets a little bit more. You have a allow block, you have a regular chest with things in it. This one has Curse of Vanishing, another mending book, and then of course end chest again. But again, here you can, but this end chest you can't take. You won't be able to take that end chest, but ender chest, but you still can store in there, which will put it so you don't have to put down an ender chest here to break it in case you don't have Silk Touch, stuff like that. So, of course, then you could upgrade your stuff, craft stuff, and use your shulker boxes or anything else that you can put down. But it has a lot of places like this. It's not like one place. They're all over the place. So you can still get lost for a while before you find one, but they're not too bad. And these look like they're pretty close together, but you got to go through a lot to get to them. Anyway, yeah, let's look at the pyramid real quick. Just kind of giving you guys an idea what the game is. Then you have these chest plates where vanilla records will play and all that, so the songs will change. Some will be creepy, some won't. Now, this is another challenge right here. And once you beat challenges, for instance, like it doesn't tell you which way to go, it doesn't tell you whatever, but now you're in a pyramid and you're walking through a pyramid, and I mean, it's just got a lot of weird stuff. A lot of cool stuff. There's stuff hidden in here. You can get armor, you can get all sorts of stuff. Let's go this way. Yeah, there's just all sorts of really cool stuff in here, but it's a maze in itself. A little secret thing there. I know that one by heart. But yeah, it's pretty neat. So let's go ahead and see if I can find my way back through here. There we go. So that's that. But once you beat like these levels or these little challenges, here we'll show you here. You just break here. Over here, once you beat this, the little sign that says "Congratulations, take your reward," and then you will look at that. You have a locator map once again. So this locator map, it says what it does. But do you understand how that works? Now, also, when it says take your reward, and the book will explain this, you can actually take the shulker box. This shulker box is part of the reward of getting up there. Not only the map, but you get the shulker box as well. And you can break that out. So that'll be yours. All right. Almost there. There's a lot. I mean, there's a lot I've already done on this game, and it's a lot of rebuilding for me to do. But yeah, I'm going to have to do it because, as you can see, it's a super flat world, and I want mountains. I was planning on, a whole mine shaft and all sorts of cool things with automated mine carts just continuously running to make it alive. And I can't do that super flat world because then I have to build everything. And I'm not using world edit or anything like that. You'll notice I'm placing each block pretty much block by block. Everything I do is time consuming. It takes a long time, but that's just the way I like to do it. So the tower challenge is probably one of the creepiest places on this whole thing. Is once you get here, mobs will spawn in here like crazy, because it's just the way it is, and it's really kind of creepy. It's got that whole, I think it's Disc 13, that place. And it's really creepy, especially in VR, because things are around every corner. There's going to be a book here explaining it. But at the end of this challenge, you actually get an Eye of Ender. Because this one's difficult. It's basically, what was it, 13 levels? I think 13 or 14, 15 levels. But, it's basically you go up, the higher up you go, and then there becomes a point of no return for a while. But then there's pits in there where it'll make you fall all the way back down here. So it gets really, really crazy. I really had a lot of fun building this one. And then there's like a double level one. This one's really cool, with all sorts of stuff going on. It's like Office. but it's also a maze as well. There's a tree in there. And then there's a part right there, the water thing, that takes you up to here, but it doesn't take you up to here. You have to go up here, drop back down there to make it up through here to go through here. It's really confusing. It's really cool though. But the reward for doing this is really, really good. It's a good one. It's a hard one to get. A lot of people will probably give up on it and try to find that pit to fall back down. But you can get stuck in this thing for hours. But it's part of the game. And then when you beat this one, because I'm not good at a lot of redstone commands and stuff like that, it just basically, you're going to hear pig step run here. There it goes. So that's when you beat the tower, of the challenge tower. And then it just forces things in again, take it. And then this one's so hard, you get an Eye of Ender. But it's pretty cool. But now you're like, oh, how do I get down? Well, you just head back to the back. It's very easy. It's not a maze up here. Some more fireworks. And there's a back fire escape that you have to go down. If I make you dizzy, I apologize. So you come down here. Bum, 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 bum. And it's got the whole, I love the pig step. So that's how you get out of the building. And what this does is put you on the back of the building, which you can get here without doing this, but it's pretty easy with this way. If you can pass the tower challenge tower or whatever. And I can't even think of what to name it. That's what I said for now. Then it's got a little fire escape here, drops down. You can't get back up, not even with leap. You can't get back up. And of course it spits you out here. Another little camp. You can sleep, cook your food. Look at that. You do some stuff here. Kill a sheep, get some more food. If you got bottles, get some more honey. If you were a scribe, you can actually take a big shortcut and get over to this house. And yada, yada, yada. Okay, so we'll go to the last one. There's like little cool things in here. There's like bridges. If you can find your way in there, you can actually get into the sewer system. Put little things that you don't look for. You go fishing in here, but if you went over here, you could actually swim, get up here, and then get to that sewer system. We'll do that here in a second because getting pretty long-winded on this video, but it's kind of fun. So yeah. So you can see more chests. This is supposed to be covered up if there's. Yep, I already filled it. So this is all supposed to be filled up, like so. So you can see here, you get a diamond in that one, some gold. So you're crafting your own weapons too. It's I can't believe I just did that. I hate that. So you're crafting your own weapons and stuff like that. Let me set the time today. And I didn't do it right. Let me try that again. How's that? Today. Okay, let's go over to the final thing I want to show you. And that is the city of... Oh, I was making my record player in here, wasn't I? Yeah, it's my record player. So that's some of the redstone behind it. Let me cover this up. I don't want mobs spawning in here. Like so. Sorry to do this on camera, but there you go. Once you come here, this is the city of the dam. This is a big, long story. I'm not going to get into it, but it's pretty cool. Of course, again, another tripwire to start a music disc. And then right in here, which is really cool, it starts the whole, it tells you the whole story behind the city of the dam, which is not written yet. But the city of the dam, again, is just one big maze again. But the city of the dam, every section of this gets a little bit more nuttier. City of the Damned, you'll come up here, you'll notice there's doors, and it takes you down to a sewer system. And now you're in a maze of sewer system, which the sewer has its advantages and disadvantages because there's going to be areas where mobs spawn. There's a mob spawner right there that give you drowned, which drowned are really cool here because they glow in the dark. So it's pretty neat. So you have to kind of go through the sewer system, and if you've seen the very first episode that I did on Let's Build It, you will see how I built the sewer systems. I did that like 2 months ago, but you'll see that. And then I've added, since then, I've added places like this where this is the double decker. So now you have a sewer system going down into a sewer system, where we just go and you climb up here, and it's more sewer system. Of course, I haven't finished it. I haven't done much. This is the last project I was working on before I started making videos and yada yada yada. Anyway, you can go through there. There's going to be some more haunting stuff. But the sewer system is really cool. I like the sewer system. But that's in the City of the Damned. Um, but yeah, so you could see this is why I had to rebuild it as well, because I'm on super flat and I have to build up the city again like I did here from that, or you know what I mean. The Eden was there, had to make a big wall, make the thing. There's gonna be a city here. That's why it's called City of the Damned. It's just I haven't come up with it yet. Um, but then again, I had to build another wall up here so I could have a sewer system. So you can get down the sewer system. So there's got to be another wall. So I was like, you know what? I need to build this over again. And not to mention that I put it into experimental mode, not realizing I can't take it out of experimental mode. So now it's in experimental mode, and that's driving me nuts. But that's about it. So that's going to sum it up. This was just episode 1, just showing you the game. Next episode, we're actually going to start building the game from scratch. And it's not going to look like this. I put the Tower Challenge in there again. But I might change some things up the way it looks. City of the Damned will be there. The Forbidden Forest will be very different than it is here. There'll be a pyramid. With the pyramids, that's the smallest pyramid. And then the pyramids get bigger and bigger and bigger, and there's going to be several pyramids. But this whole thing, I plan on being over 1,000 by 1,000 blocks big, or 5,000 blocks, whatever. And then the one that's in the Nether, I plan on being half of that. So if that's 5,000, that'd be 2,500 by 2,500, and then half of that will be the end. So it'd be like 1,250, whatever, or whatever I was trying to think of. Yeah. Yeah, but that's about it. I just want to give you a quick summary, and it wasn't a quick summary because, like I said, these episodes are going to be like an hour long. But they should be fun. And like I said, you're going to see a game that's built from scratch. Maybe you watch this episode. Maybe you don't see another 10 episodes, and then you jump on, and I'm on episode 11. You can already see what I've done, and it should be quite a bit, 11 episodes in. And you can just do that periodically. You don't have to watch each one. Only if you're entertained, or only if you want to learn some different stuff, or you never know what's hidden inside there. What I said, what I talked about, you just never know. So it's probably better to watch the whole thing, but you don't have to. Anyway, I'm at Big Eden, and I hope you enjoyed this. If you did, please subscribe, give it a like, share it. That's very important for me. And hit that notification button so you know when I upload these. They should be uploaded every day at 7 a.m. Standard Pacific time. Anyway, I'll see you next video.